What's your
But
favorite Graham Hancock rabbit hole? Like what you think where he's on point the most? You know,
I
like
honestly, I love the Mars stuff because I think
oh
there's something to like us and Mars. There's
And
a
what is
deeper,
what is that?
well, like there's been research about like what is it, the xenon. One like certain isotope of xenon is in crazy high levels in the atmosphere, and it's
yeah,
only found after like nuclear explosions and
yeah,
stuff, and they're found in the two regions where there are, the ruins on Mars, like Cydonia, and there's like one other region that would be on like the other side of the lake. But there's the just the geometry of Mars and how actually planned out it all seems. Our circadian rhythm lines up more with Mars.
yeah.
There's weird like Mayan myths about like weird like hieroglyphs of things that look like, you know, flying machines, and then there's legends of them and their gods being on a different place. There's Nibiru. There's just too many things that make me think that we haven't always been stuck to this one planet, and like we aren't right now, but they,
Yeah, I love that. Actually, I'm just throwing this out there. I've been thinking about this. Aiden and Scott, whoever else, too. If you guys are down, I really want to do the Bob's Red Pill Mars series, but something inside me is holding. I'm like, I don't know quite enough about it, and I don't feel confident enough to like. Maybe we could do a little collab and put that out as like a together kind of thing. If you're down, like
I'm
yeah.
down.
Yeah, and then we'll
That'd be
just add it.
fun.
We'll just mash it up and do a super cut because like
Mhm.
I don't think I could do it justice right now, just myself. But I also want to get it out there. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and there's also the remote viewing that the CIA did, where they remote
Oh, yeah.
viewed Mars, and the viewers were saying that there's ruins everywhere, there's broken buildings, and then they had them remote view a cavern that was underneath all these ruins, and they found these like 7 to 10 foot tall, super weird grayish pale beings, and then they felt the attention of these beings turned to them, and they got like shoved right back to Earth.
Totally.
So
Yeah.
there's just like there's something going on there, and there's the Russians. They had like a mission, not a mission, but like an unmanned probe go by Phobos, and at like 3 of them, and every time they approached, it like cut off, disappeared, and like we don't do anything with Phobos, and there's weird like harmonics with it that it doesn't seem as natural as they say it is. So
Whoa.
there's just like shit weird with Mars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, to go back to that remote viewing story, I can't remember the name of the guy who did that. He was that army guy, but
Lynn
then he got
Buchanan.
recruited. Yeah, he was a military. He was an army officer, but then he got recruited by the CIA, I believe, for their remote viewing experiments. And so he went on coast to coast in the like mid to late '90s and told that story about how they didn't tell him he was like there because they would do that thing where they just put like cards in front of you with like info on it, and you'd like guess like what area of the earth is, like usually just pick a name of a town or a region or something like that. And there was one that said, one of the cards said Mars like 1,000,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And then he obviously had no idea what was on the card. He just said like, I see these like giant people walking around and all this shit. And so that story was like kind of like infamous ever since that coast to coast appearance. But no one really knew if he was telling the truth or if he just made that up until not that long ago, when actually those remote viewing experiments, a lot of the documents from that got declassified, and that's actually in there.
Yeah.
Like it's like proven that experiment actually did happen. Like you can't argue against it. So I'm sure like God, so many people must have been calling him a liar for like 20 years too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
multiple viewers did the same thing. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say, yeah, you can look it up on CIA.gov. It's right there. And just one quick thing that you guys are talking about with these timelines, right? With like the 1,000,000 years ago. And whenever people bring up ancient civilizations and the fact that, history as we know it started 6,000 to 8,000 years ago. And before that, for like the 1,000,000 years of our existence, we were just kind of fucking around and doing whatever. Like I'm almost okay with that. And then a normie website completely pushed me over the edge, because the other day I was wondering, how long have human beings been human beings the way we are now? And I had always put it at 1 million. And dude, like National Geographic says, actually it's between 5 and 6 million. And when I saw that, I was like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that people like us have existed for 5 million years, and we just didn't do anything. Like nobody had the idea to build a wheel or to make a spaceship, and not even counting, the tall, 7-foot gray Martian aliens. So to me, it all seems super plausible.
Yeah, and on an even more abstract level, did you guys hear the most recent thing? The scientists are like, "Oh yeah, the universe is actually twice as old as we thought." Did you hear this shit? They're like, "We thought it was 14. We thought it was 14 billion. Now it's 28." And it's like, bro, okay, like you just decide. It's like,
God, I wish I could be that wrong about that. Like,
exactly.
I wish I could keep have a good high paying job and just be like, my bad, it's twice as much. Actually, my bad, not even close.
Well, it's because they get the James Webb Telescope. It has to do with them being able to see longer and longer light photons, right?
Sure.
Which means that it's stretched out further and further. But on the tip of just being wrong all the time, it's really funny because whenever somebody who's really into Bigfoot, or for a more recent example, I listened to the Stephen C. Meyer Joe Rogan episode.
Amazing.
He's like, he's an intelligent design dude, but he's like legit. He's got really smart arguments for why intelligent design is a thing, which is like, if everything is the same, why wouldn't it make sense that something intelligent would create these systems that can't shift even a little bit or everything collapses?
We're going to get you right back to the episode, but I just wanted to let you guys know of a few other things we offer at Rare Candy Industries. We have a Substack with free and paid subscription options. Free subscribers get access to all written content. That includes Bob's Red Pill. That's the best thing going on the internet right now. Trust me. Paid subscribers get full access to our premium episode feed. And that's just every episode we don't necessarily want to share with the general public, if you know what I'm saying. Again, that's rarecandy.substack.com. We also have merch. That link's a little long for me to say right now, but go to the description, go to our merch store, and find a shirt that's right for you. We have Rare Candy shirts, Dr. Bronner soap label shirts, Rishi mushroom shirts, all types of stuff there. Check it out. There's got to be something for you. And lastly, check us out on social media. On Instagram, we're Rare Candy Pod, but on Twitter, we're at Rare Candy Pod 1. All right, enough of that. Let's get you back into the episode.